You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. It's all God's money in reality. Reality in. So recently, I brought up General Booth of the Salvation Army. He was the one that was the founder of the Salvation Army. When he was in Christian school, he was studying to be a missionary or a preacher or an evangelist, whatever would be usable at the moment in the service of God. He went before a board, a graduation board, and they trashed him. They told him, "You're no good. You're the worst student we've ever seen," so on and so forth. His wife said, "Don't pay attention to them. Just keep going." And the rest is history. He founded the Salvation Army. However, independently, two people came up that are here residing where I live, and previously they were residing with the Salvation Army. At the same time of bringing up General Booth, the founder of the Salvation Army, I had an opportunity to engage in some lifestyle charity. And I was just telling the man this evening, I said, if you don't trust the church, you don't have to tithe to the church, because that would be squandering the money. God would not want us to tithe to something that was incorrectly using the funds or corruptly moving their status using the funds, which means kind of their kitty to make themselves important, and then they can project based upon mammon at that point. So he said, "Well, you're a good man." And I said, "No, I'm not. God's good. That's all there is. It's God. It's God in me that allows me to manifest such things as the charity that I do manifest." So again, it's all God's money in reality. None of us own any of it. None of us will take any of it with us. Although for a while, God said, if you want to be that evil, I'll let you take your money to hell, but it won't spend very well. It'll just burn. So yesterday was pretty successful. If you wonder what I'm doing, is I am taking down the anti-power, the status of those that support Satan. So I couldn't get to a doctor's appointment several times last week. It just didn't make sense, or I'd heal just for 5 minutes and I'd be like, forget it. And so again, their power was taken down low enough where I could get to a doctor and he could give me something that I needed. My body's worn out. I told you Oklahoma was trying to murder me using deep state shadow government, criminal enterprise, government and private sector, and that includes police officers, members of the federal, state, and local governments, including those in law enforcement. I have to say that because you all sometimes mistakenly believe that they are all angels of light, and they are not those things unless they are those things. So I'm still on the mend. I have been walking. I have been riding my bike on and off. It's just slow going, trying to get into a regimen where I'll completely heal. And the thing I had yesterday, I could have taken care of on my own probably because I have in the past, but the doctors gave me something to make sure it moves along faster. And it's weird because last night when I left the doctor's office, I was walking to Walgreens because I was using the Uber and it didn't make sense to take the Uber to Walgreens if I could walk. A little worried at first, but then once I got walking, I felt great. So it was very strange when this morning I wasn't as great. But we'll see. Uh, one of what happened was I was using the baking soda remedy, and it didn't surprise me that I was gassy, but all of a sudden I had some pains where it didn't make sense, and that's when I went. And you feel kind of stupid. So yeah, I know I've ingested water and baking soda, therefore I'm gassy. But yet, and it did pan out, and a spirit told me something that foretold what it was. So again, living in these places afford the opportunity to run into people. Both the individuals are working and had difficulty getting to work. Again, John with the cataracts, and now his cataracts are taken care of, and he can see great, and he's working. And then this fella, he's got a lot going on, and he needed some help getting back and forth to work, and I helped him with that. Well, the Lord did, of course. That's what I keep telling people, and you have to tell them that. And when they tell you you're good, say there's none good, none but God. So again, that should be humbling. That should help you guide your criticism. I apologize, but I don't apologize for attacking the deep state on a regular basis. They are the beast, and that is our arch enemy, regardless of what the church or a senator or a congressman or anyone else would believe about the deep state. And that's both parties. Just because the Republican Party doesn't speak about an element being the deep state doesn't mean that it's not. So that's the thing to remember. So hopefully I healed this thing. Maybe it won't matter. Maybe the earth will be over before I have a chance to heal of it. Now, these are the ramifications that I've spoken about for going on a decade and a half. And God put enough of the specific information in what I was speaking over what everybody else was speaking, even though everybody said, well, I said something about this. Well, I said something about it many years before you did, number one. Number two, I was more specific about what could take us down. So again, that should prove to you that the Lord is at least attempting to lend some credibility to what I'm doing. And again, God didn't bring that plague. God removed his hand off of you so the plague would come. Very serious violations of law going on in government, very serious, violent violations of law, very serious violations of ethic, rules, regulations. And then the rules and regulations and laws are changed to enable the criminal enterprise that portions of the government have become. So again, that angers God beyond simply breaking of the law, creating law for personal gain and venture of a violent and criminal nature that includes causing people to fall into sin, immorality, crime, nescience, poor health, disability, death. That's their thing, man. There's nothing else about them that you need to know because the rest is a cover for that psychotic activity. And guess what? It's rife enough within the government to say that's what the government is. Period. They thought it was a dream come true. All that power, all that money, and they could take anybody else's position, power, money, and destroy it. The beast, while they were being called angels of light. So again, remember Adolf Hitler and the Soviet Union, communists, while they were murdering people and torturing people, they also arrested the same people for the same, or the people for the same type of crimes that the FBI and your police department arrest people for. So that doesn't cover anything. Or to be part of an old boy or old girls or old everybody network and kill out the Jews using CIA psychological methods. I mean, come on. That's not the way it was. It's not, that's the way it is. It means you're going to hell. You're going to hell. There's no way out for any of you. And the rest of you should repel them and be very specific when you verbalize what they're doing. Because you could go to hell if you were given much. And you don't stop them with everything that you are because it's the beast. There's nothing else out there to do but stop the beast. Nothing else works until you destroy the beast. The FBI is the beast. The DHS is the beast. Local and state police, they're the beast. It's just the way it is. And that is where they are. But yet, if you don't come against the beast, are you actually enabling the beast because you've been given much to be in those positions? And you're having your people suicided out because they don't believe that they will accept the mark of the beast. Plain and simple. The CIA is in those lives before anything happens. And when I say CIA, I'm also speaking about Kroll, using GPS, and other contractors and other private intelligence firms, including George Soros's people, including the Koch brothers people. So if donorism is where you are, then hell is where you're going to go. Well, praise God in all that you do. Praise God.
You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.